Direction. The Grade 2 Monrovia live look into the paddock at Santa Anita. Race 8 coming up right after this.
I think Axel's somewhere up in the Sedona Red Rocks, buried with his own little hut.
Grade 2 Monrovia. Phil, coming out of the track, why are we playing Welcome to the Jungle? Because Ms. Direction is in here, owned by Jungle Racing. Yes, that Jungle Racing, Jim Rome. Let's meet the entire field. Kendall, many think is a logical alternative to the heavy favorite Ms. Direction.
Yeah, not because I think Kendall's a better filly or mare in this instant, but she has a pace edge. She appears to be the controlling pace of the race. She could be the one to lead him down the hill. The 4 Gavine or Gavine at 23-1. We've seen her multiple times here on this circuit. She was 0 for 7 last year, looking for her first win in 2013.
The 5 Broken Dreams is a classy mare as well, Simon, and this will be her last race for Glen Hill Farm, Garrett Gomez, and I think she's gotten some improved speed, and I think she'll be right behind Kendall early, and there is the champion, Misdirection for Jungle Racing and Jim Rome, Mike Pipey and Mike Smith. 3-5.
Yeah, clones have made this one 3-5, and she probably should be odds on in here because she beat the boys last time out in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint down this downhill turf course. She's 3 for 3 over this track here at Santa Anita for 6.5 furlongs. She's clearly the one to beat and reportedly been training very, very well. Hasn't lost a beat since the Breeders' Cup.
That is your live post parade for the Grade 2 Monrovia. If you'd like to play, you need to be a TVG account holder. You can open up an account very easily going to tvg.com or pick into the phone and calling 1-888-PLAY-TVG. You must be 21 years or older and reside in a state where wagering services are available, like the state we're in, California. We talked about Jim Rome and his reach in the media world. If there's a platform to reach an audience, Jim Rome has done it. He started out in radio, but he's branched out, and I'd imagine he's using social media today with Ms. Direction, right, Simon?
No question about that, Todd. Yeah, he's a big fan of social media. You know, he's got many platforms, radio, multiple TV shows now. He's under the CBS network. So let's pull up his Twitter page, and I'll see what I'm talking about here, Todd. And you can see with some of the followers he's got.
Hey, Simon.
Oh.
I don't think,
we didn't wipe
your monitor's going no bueno.
Oh, can we wipe up? There we go. Oh. There we go. You think you're doing good, Todd, with 878 followers?
Okay.
Look at Jim Rome here. I don't know whether we can go full screen on this. And
How many followers on Twitter does Jim Rome have?
Yeah, 1 million followers.
1 million?
He's got 1 million followers. Yeah, 1 million followers. He's following 80 people. He's tweeted about 8,000 times, and one of those 8,000 tweets was this afternoon. About an hour ago at Santa Anita, he said, Misdirection getting ready to run. Come on, son, peek through. As we're trying to pull up this picture here. Oh, it won't come up, but he shot a picture of the San Gabriel Mountains. There we go. Right, that was the scene about an hour ago, and he was concerned that the rain was going to come because, as you know, if it sprinkles at Santa Anita on the downhill turf course, it's immediately taken off because of that dirt crossing. So he tweeted that, and also Bobby Flay tweeted Jim Rome as well. He said, Jim Rome, go Misdirection, Jungle Posse back at Santa Anita. So Bobby Flay, who tweeted in yesterday at our show, thanks to my culinary prowess, also a big horse owner, and now on the board of directors, if I'm not mistaken, at Naira as well. So I think Jim Rome had Bobby Flay on his show after the Breeders' Cup, or before the Breeders' Cup this year. So they've got a common theme here in that they're both big fans of horse racing.
So we would love to peel off just 10% of his followers.
Yeah.
And take 100,000.
I'd take 100,000 right now.
Not only did he get the turf race he wanted, the turf course firm, but there was a rainbow that appeared at Santa Anita moments ago. Ms. Direction brought him a pot of gold in her effort last time out in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. She rallied Paulie Mann with only 4 horses beat in the early stages to win pretty comfortably by a half length. But it was an ideal setup. Some very quick fractions early on.
Yeah, she beat on Bridal's note. Great Mills was in the mix there, too, as well. But she got the job done. Give credit to Mike Smith and Mike Pipey. And you're right. Listen, they went insanely good fast on the front end. But she has done nothing wrong over this turf course and at this distance. 3 for 3. She won the Monrovia last year. She won the Breeders' Cup Turf off the longest layoff in Breeders' Cup history of 160 days. She might have needed that race, and I think she's going to be tough to hold off here, although there are some class fillies in here. She is very, very good and very, very classy.
Now just 1 minute to post, 1 minute to get to TVG.com, play the Grade 2 Monrovia. But there you have it, a rainbow as you look out from the grandstand towards the San Gabriel Mountains. The 2 by Rama, looking at right there, who rallied last time out as a favorite in the Senator Kendall Maddie to finish behind Kendall and Broken Dreams, both of whom come back here today. But most are expecting Kendall to get a clear lead in here. And when she did that in the cool air at Betfair Hollywood Park last time out, she absolutely crushed. November 23rd, race 3 at Betfair Hollywood Park. And the final time, sensational. 6 furlongs, 108-1.
That was a good time. And, you know, she didn't go blistering quick early. I mean, 23 is pretty quick over that turf course, but maybe she's learned to ration her speed. That's what she's going to have to do here, I think, to beat Misdirection because, yeah, she has a huge, huge edge here because she's controlling speed. But if she goes too fast, it's a perfect setup for Misdirection, who can come get a late.
Here's the deal, guys. You have Garrett Gomez on Broken Dreams and Mike Smith, 2 Hall of Fame guys. And listen, you have a guy like Edwin Maldonado, a young rider, the Candyman, who is up and coming. I would think Broken Dreams and Misdirections, those 2 jockeys will not let Kendall get too far away.
And there's a look at Garrett Gomez aboard the 5, Broken Dreams, and that old proverbial she'll get first jump definitely applies here.
It certainly does, yes, because, look, wherever Kendall is, I think Broken Dreams is going to be sitting right behind her, and then Misdirection probably going to be sitting behind Broken Dreams. So, yeah, Broken Dreams will get first jump, but I don't think Mike's going to be parked out too far out the back like last time.
No, you know what, Simon? Don't you think, as the rain's starting to come down a little bit here as they get on the turf course, don't you think that the 5 is probably going to be Mike's target? He's going to sit off wherever Garrett is and Broken Dreams?
Exactly. I think you're exactly right. Yeah.
With the way the weather is out there, they literally could be starting in a rain shower and finishing in sunshine.
Yeah, they could. Because it looks like just a localized shower there. It looks like fairly clear and sunny over the grandstand in the background.
And give people an idea, Simon, we always talk about it's a European-style turf course, but they start a ways away from the grandstand, and it's a really unique trip.
It certainly is. It's on the far side of the race course. If you're sitting in the grandstand looking across the racetrack, it's as far as the eye can see across the racetrack. They call it the only right-handed turn in American racing. I mean, it's a turn. It's more of an elbow rather than anything. But the horses do shift to the right and then come back to the left and then cross over the dirt. There's a lot to navigate here. And when you find horses that excel down the hill, they're usually very, very good. Cambia Corsa was a queen of the hill. Misdirection, 3 for 3. And you usually see horses win multiple times down this hillside turf course if they like it.
Misdirection is the huge favorite for the Grade 2 Monrovia, owned by media personality Jim Rome. She breaks from the outside here. She's the 6.
And away they go to a perfect start. Kendall flew out the gate, and Kendall flying off to the early lead. Broken Dreams is getting up to race second. On the far side, Misdirection broke well, now drops back at joint third with Javine and by Rama's the trailers, 6 off the leaders. They go to the half mile, and Kendall very fast out here, leads at a length and a half. Broken Dreams is taken back down at the rail. On the far side, Misdirection showing a lot of speed today. Misdirection now goes up alongside a Kendall. Javine a close up 4th, and by Rama is at the back. Down the hill they come, and it's Javine on the inside. Misdirection right there in 2nd. Broken Dreams in the gold cap, tucked in neatly in 3rd, and Broken Dreams now coming strongly after them. Then it's Javine. By Rama's now 7 off the leader. They come to the top of the lane, and Kendall kicks on for home. On the outside, Misdirection. Broken Dreams going to go for a run at the rail. Then Javine and by Rama. Homeward bound, and Kendall is still in front, just over a length to Misdirection. Broken Dreams, Javine and by Rama. Kendall digs deep, finds more. Misdirection chasing gamely on the outside. Kendall holding on to the lead. Kendall, Misdirection, Misdirection, Misdirection. All class up to win it. Misdirection tag Kendall right at the wire by Rama running on, then Javine and Broken Dreams.
The class of Misdirection, too much for this field in the Grade 2 Monrovia. Kendall tried, but she had some serious fractions here. The about 3/4 split, 105-3. Kind of similar to the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, but Misdirection with a well-timed ride by Mike Smith. Let's go back and analyze how the race played out from beginning to end.
Yeah, here are the major players on the outside. We'll let the tape roll, and we'll kind of freeze it and point out where the major players are. And as we head through the first sort of 120 yards here, 220 yards first furlong, let's freeze it right here, and let's set up where Kendall is, if we can freeze the tape right here. we can set up the 3. Kendall up on the front end, going through those splits. You see, she's uncontested on the lead. Here's Misdirection right here. Broken Dreams, the 5, sitting in second. This is how we played out. Paulie and I said Broken Dreams would be in second and Mike would be following Broken Dreams. That's exactly how it played out early here, Paulie. Yeah. And then when we let the tape roll here, Kendall, this is why Kendall's a threat. And she, look, 9 times out of 10, I think Misdirection's always going to beat her. But this is the situation that could be dangerous for Misdirection. And Mike sensed it. He moved up and challenged her. Didn't want to let her get alone on the lead early on.
That's why it's a Hall of Fame move by a Hall of Fame jockey. We were talking about that before the race, that Mike and Garrett both knew they couldn't let Kendall get away because she is a quality filly, and she was. Mike made a key move by going past Garrett and Broken Dreams. Now he's only sitting a length behind.
Right.
Now he's got to go on his class to try to pass Horse and Kendall. And there you see Broken Dreams. Bayrama in the way back just never got anything going, and Kendall just kept going. And Misdirection really had to work to get by, Simon.
Yeah, look, just what Mike Smith has done here is remarkable. Look, can we freeze it again? I just want to point it out while you were talking. He's not only moved up, he's on the outside here. He's not only moved up and not let Kendall get away, but what he's done in the early side, he's put Gomez in the pocket. He's got Garrett Gomez, his only other legitimate competition, down on the inside, and he's got him in a switch there. The rail opened up, but early on there for a second, he had Garrett to the inside. Right here, now Mike on the outside. Misdirection, a little late switching lead. She finally does, and Mike just waited a sec. He gave her 1 tap with the whip, and this is a true Hall of Fame rider. Watch here. She responded to that tap, so he goes more to left-handed urging. That was the difference. Pulled the whip through. When the filly responds, fine to use the whip. She did. Masterful ride by Mike Smith, and the class got her there. I mean, that was a superb performance from a filly that's very tough to run down on an uncontested lead.
And you might say she could have bounced a little bit here, Todd, and still won the race, or you could say Kendall is really good, too.
Here's the perspective you didn't have. Literally, this race finished in the rain. This is the camera from the inside rail. You will notice midway through this race, they were in sunshine, and it was not raining, and you didn't really have that perspective on the replay. They finished in a shower, and they'll come back to the winner's circle here, Misdirection, who, statistically speaking, a milestone here, goes over the $1 million mark in career earnings with this win.
Yeah, what a classy mare this is. 4 for 4. She's unbeaten down the downhill turf course, and you know, with the Breeders' Cup being back at Santa Anita this year, I mean, that would be the ultimate goal again for a repeat performance there.
5-year-old daughter of Miz and Mast out of a Clever Trick mare, and another Keeneland sales graduate making their mark in an important race. You always have to check out what's in the catalog in Lexington, Kentucky throughout the year. Misdirection, just another success story out of the Keeneland sales. And so well analyzed by both Paul LaDuca and Simon Bray. Mike Smith, a difference maker here today. And look, yeah, even with a 3-5 favorite, you still need the right tactical approach. And there's losing trainer Gary Mandela. You know, look, with Kendall, as he walks by, is there anything he could ask more of there?
No, that's why he's got a smile on his face when you saw him. I mean, she ran a great race. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything different that Gary or, you know, Edwin Maldonado would have drew up there. I think they did everything right and just got beaten by a better horse on the day.
And when you're racing down the hill, these races about 6.5 furlongs on the grass at Santa Anita, and you go sub 112 for a final time, you're moving along. And so she had challenged the track record in her last start and going 111-1. And today she goes 111-4 over a turf course that is not yielding particularly fast times right now, especially with that rain. So Misdirection is in incredible form right now. And as we look at this one more time, they come out of the sunshine, finish in the rain. What type of campaign are we going to look at? Because they're not afraid to put her on the shelf for a while. She was off from May to November before she won the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. Here we are in January. She's taken the Grade 2 Monrovia. This is a horse we won't see until the spring?
I think so, depending on, I don't have the stake schedule in front of me, depending if there's another down-the-hill horse, down-the-hill race at Santa Anita, I don't know. She's maybe running the Buena Vista. That's a 2-turn race going a mile. Look at all the clones there in the winner's circle. That's a big group. And there is Jim Rome. He's standing right there with his beautiful wife, Janet, to his right. Jeffrey and Strauss and the gang there as well.
Have to tune into Monday's radio show.
Yeah, absolutely. 10:90 a.m. here in Los Angeles. He's check your local listings because he's under the banner of CBS Radio now. So a lot of the affiliates have changed channel there. But check your local listings. He'll be talking about horse racing on Monday morning from 9 a.m. Pacific to 12 noon. Here are the results. Misdirection 380, 240, 210. Look, I think they'll probably stretch her out to the Buena Vista. I think that's the only option they've got. Todd, they can't run black in the Clocker Corner handicap, which she won last year. She's too qualified. She'll stack so much weight in there, being a Breeders' Cup winner. So ultimately, I think she fires better fresh. All her races off the shelf are very, very solid efforts.
One more race to come from San